Jai Missy to everyone. Today I have come to a village in Wales called Laffy Pennant, which is 440 kilometers away from England. I hope that you all can see here written is Mary Jones' home. I have traveled here hoping that I can bring at least a very small amount of blessings to you all, because I felt that many of us have very least knowledge about this girl called Mary Jones or her deeds in Christian history. So today I will be trying my best to tell you the story about Mary Jones in brief and her deeds in Christian history. I hope it will be a blessing to you all. About 235 years ago, in the year 1784, in this village called Laffy Pennant, a girl named Mary Jones was born. And today, as I am talking, I am standing in front of the ruins of Mary Jones' house. Inside these walls, you can see monuments has been raised in her memory as well. Within these ruined walls, Mary Jones used to laugh, cry, run around with the family. She was born in a very poor family, and sadly she lost her dad at a very early age of 4. So she had a very hard life during the early days of her life. Until the age of 10, Mary Jones could not read or write, as there was no school facility in her area in those days. So she used to go to nearby church, where she would listen to fascinating stories from the Bible. We will take you in that church very shortly, where Mary Jones started her early days and spent the most of the time of her spiritual journey. And now we have come into the church premises where Mary Jones used to come to listen to those fascinating stories, and here you can see that church. When Mary Jones was able to read and write by herself, she proposed in her heart to buy herself a Bible. But back then, Bible was very rare in Welsh language and was very, very expensive. So Mary Jones started to do jobs like childminding, farming, or any available jobs that could help her to save money for her Bible. After very hard 6 years of saving, she was able to collect money that was enough to get her own copy. But sadly, there was no Bible that could be bought in her village. Later, she found out that she could buy Bible in a place called Bala, which was more than 20 miles away from her village. So she walked all the way, more than 20 miles, to get to a place called Bala, and she met Reverend Thomas Charles. Then she told all her story, how and why she was there to see him. When Reverend Thomas Charles heard Mary Jones' story, he became speechless as there was no available Bible for sale. Mary Jones was broken-hearted and she cried bitterly. Later, Reverend Thomas Charles handed a copy of Bible to Mary Jones and she came back home a very happy girl, as now she could read her own Bible. Thomas Charles was deeply moved with Mary Jones' incident that on a religious tract society meeting, he shared the story and presented the thoughts of printing more Bible in Welsh language. Another minister named Joseph Hughes cried out, "If for Wales, why not for the kingdom? And if for the kingdom, why not for the world?" The phrase captured the meeting. And in 1804, the first Bible and Foreign Bible Society was born. Today, they are simply known as the Bible Society. For over 200 years and counting, the Bible Society have placed Bibles across the world into nations where gospel is rarely preached or even strictly forbidden, all from the faith, the desire, and the hard work of one young Welsh girl. In her later days, Mary Jones moved to nearby village called Bykirk and used to serve in the chapel called Bethlehem Chapel, sadly, which today has been sold and has become someone's personal property. She was buried at the back of the same chapel. This is the place where Mary Jones was buried. She went to be with the Lord at the good age of 82. And here in her tombstone as well, we can find the same story engraved here, that she went from Laffy-Hagel Wypenant to Bala to get her own Welsh Bible, and Reverend Thomas Charles was the one to hand over her Bible, which incident led on to form the very first Bible society in the world. So if the Lord can use a young girl like Mary Jones for the printing of more Welsh Bible and also to form a Bible society, then I believe surely we can also be used for the growth of His kingdom by our same Lord, who remains same yesterday, today, and forevermore. I hope you all will be blessed by this very small video. God bless you all. Have a blessed time ahead. Jai Masi.